got?
20 Remsen.
Oh, what's there?
An $11.5 million townhouse. It's huge. You haven't seen it yet.
I have not.
I have seen it. Mallory hasn't seen it, and so this is really cool because Lucia's been working on this for a long time. So she's helped us work on 8-figure listings. This is her very first one. I'm about to show you an $11.5 million mansion in Brooklyn Heights, Brooklyn, but there's a backstory on how this house came to be as a listing for the team. The way Lucia, an agent on our team, got it is actually old school sales. Why, have you ever heard the expression, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're an ass. We're filming about this freaking monster townhouse that Lucia just got.
Are we going to like walk him through it?
Yeah, because you haven't seen it yet, and you're gonna drop your jaw and bounce it off the floor when you see it.
So maybe you and Lucia can show it to me?
Yes.
Oh, hi, right on time. Welcome to 20 Remsen Street. Come on in. Wait. Let me tell you how I landed the listing.
This was landed from one of the oldest deal-making ways in history.
Well, not sex work, right?
You mean
Yeah.
Oh no, it was cold calling. She got it from cold calling. This was done over the phone, good old-fashioned sales 101, picking up the phone and saying, hey, I know you have this awesome property. What's going on? My name's Lucia. No social media, no texting, old school phone calling.
Get up early, time block. Yeah, this was an 8:30 a.m. phone call.
8:30 a.m.
Some great tips that have helped me with cold calling, time blocking for sure. Doing it on a daily basis and having a goal. What do you say, 5 conversations a day, and holding yourself accountable to that. So that might mean it's a lot more phone calls, it's a lot more voicemails.
So when you're cold calling, you don't put on any song or dance, or you're like, hey, I got a buyer, you just call and you're just your natural self, and that comes through what, probably practice? Tell me about that.
Yeah, there's some trial and error in the beginning, and you learn pretty quickly. I try to reflect after each call to see what worked, what didn't work, and what would I use again moving forward. I'm interrupting this person's day. So if they're nice enough to answer the phone, I just politely introduce myself, ask them if it's a good time for a conversation.
Get straight to it.
And just take it from there. You know, talk about their beautiful home and ask them what their plans are for it.
Well, it sounds like cold calling can be deterring because it's hard. People don't do it because people will say, hey, off, hey, don't call me, hey, you're a pain in the ass. But the results speak for itself. And this translates to any business. If you have any business where you're trying to allocate money or high net worth clients, would you agree that cold calling works?
Well, while cold calling can sound like a lot of hard work, this is what a win looks like from cold calling. Welcome to 20 Remsen Street. You're in the heart of Brooklyn Heights Historic District. I'm Lucia Cousins with Bogard, New York at Sirhant. After you. Formal living and dining rooms create the ideal setting for entertaining, hosting holiday gatherings, or a space for pure relaxation. The dining room flows onto a spacious open ironwork veranda with access to the garden. We're on the 5th floor. This is where Norman Mailer had his writing studio in the 1940s. He wrote his first novel here, The Naked and the Dead. It was published in 1948. And 20 Remsen Street was the inspiration for the location for his second novel, Barbary Shore. But they're not required reading to buy this house. Of course, I could give you a gift of one of them. I'll give you a gift. A downside to cold calling. I call them hot calls because you can get an $11.5 million listing just by picking up the phone. I embrace both forms of marketing, digital and old school, but I do find picking up the phone and speaking directly to another human being, if they're gracious enough to pick up the phone and have a conversation with me, I have a genuine curiosity and I express that, and a real appreciation for their property. And I think that just comes through in my conversation and the questions that I ask. And the next goal then is to come and meet them in person and to see the property. With its panoramic vistas of the Manhattan skyline and New York Harbor, the rooftop terrace boasts a captivating promenade-like experience. Abundant space is available to accommodate lounge, furniture, and planters. I don't know who says cold calling is dead, but an $11.5 million deal might be just one phone call away, and a lot of follow-up. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Lucia Cousins with Bogard, New York at Sirhant. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, but be nice.